Hello, young dreamers. Welcome to another magical evening with Lunar Tales. Get cozy, because tonight's story is going to whisk you away to a land of enchantment and wonder. Honest Sammy, the squirrel in a sunny forest. There lived a lively and adorable little squirrel named Sammy. Sammy had shiny big eyes and a soft tail. He loved jumping around the woods and collecting nuts. But Sammy had a little secret. Sometimes he would lie because he was afraid of being laughed at or wanted to get his friends' attention. Every time he lied, he felt uneasy and guilty. But he didn't know what to do about it. One day, the animals in the forest discovered that their treasured food and toys went missing. They began to suspect each other, and the atmosphere became tense. Sammy felt very sad when he saw this, because he knew he had secretly taken these things to get his friends' approval. He was afraid to admit his mistake, but he didn't want his friends to be hurt because of his actions. The forest animals gathered under a large oak tree, discussing the missing food and toys. Lily the rabbit's carrots were gone. Bruno the bear's honey was missing. And even Tina, the bird's feather ornaments, were nowhere to be found. Everyone was anxious and didn't know who was responsible. Sammy hid behind a big tree, secretly watching everyone. His heart was pounding with fear and guilt. He saw Lily crying because she couldn't find her carrots. Bruno troubled by the lack of honey, and Tina feeling lost without her feather decoration. Sammy knew he had caused all of this, but he didn't have the courage to stand up and confess. Just then, the wisest owl in the forest, Ollie, appeared. Ollie's eyes shone with wisdom as he looked around and said, "Friends, I believe there's no real thief in our forest. Let's work together to find the truth." The animals nodded in agreement. They began searching for clues in the forest, hoping to find the real thief. As Sammy saw everyone working hard to find the truth, his guilty feeling grew stronger. He began to realize that lying not only made himself feel miserable, but also hurt his friends. Suddenly, Sammy saw a little mouse secretly eating honey in a corner. Sammy realized that the little mouse was the real thief. But he also realized that if he told everyone no, they might think he was making up a lie to divert attention. Sammy felt extremely conflicted and didn't know what to do. Sammy decided to take action. He quietly followed the little mouse to find more evidence. He saw the mouse slip into a hole and Sammy, summoning his courage, cautiously followed. The cave was filled with various food and toys, exactly what the forest animals had lost. Sammy realized that he had to tell the others the truth, even if it meant admitting his own mistake. Sammy took some items from the cave and quickly ran back to the large oak tree. He told everyone loudly, "I know who the real thief is." All the animals turned to look at Sammy in surprise. Sammy took a deep breath and courageously said, "The mouse stole our things. But I also did wrong by lying, because I was afraid and wanted attention." After hearing Sammy's confession, some animals were surprised, some disappointed, but most understood and sympathized. Ollie walked up gently and said, "Sammy, admitting mistakes bravely is a part of growing up. We all make mistakes, and what's important is how we face and correct them." Encouraged by Ollie, Sammy led everyone to the mouse's cave. Faced with undeniable evidence, the little mouse, being ashamed, admitted its mistake and promised not to steal again. Sammy also promised everyone that he would learn to be honest and stop lying. The animals helped the mouse return the stolen items to their rightful owners. Although some things had been eaten or damaged, everyone was willing to forgive the mouse and Sammy. The atmosphere in the forest gradually calmed, and harmony was restored. Sammy felt a newfound sense of ease and joy. He understood the importance of honesty and experienced the compassion and understanding of his friends. He knew that even when making mistakes, as long as he bravely faced them and tried to correct them, he could earn everyone's forgiveness and support. In the heart of the forest, all the animals gathered for a special meeting. Sammy stood in front of everyone, holding the items he had once stolen. His heart was racing, but he knew this was the moment he had to face. Sammy took a deep breath and began telling his story. He shared how he lied because he was afraid and wanted attention, and how he discovered the mouse's cave and the stolen items inside. Although his voice trembled, his eyes were determined. The animals listened quietly, some nodding in understanding, others looking at Sammy with encouraging eyes. When Sammy finished speaking, he felt a sense of release he had never felt before. He looked at everyone waiting for their reaction. Ollie spoke first, his voice full of warmth and wisdom. Sammy, your courage and honesty make us all proud. We all make mistakes, but what matters is how we learn from them. Other animals began to speak. Some shared similar experiences, while others recounted how they overcame difficulties and mistakes. The little mouse also stepped forward, apologized to the animals, and promised to be honest in the future. At that moment, a strange sound came from the forest. Everyone turned to see a group of birds singing in the trees. Their song was clear and melodious, as if celebrating Sammy's courage and honesty. The sunlight filtered through the leaves, warm and bright. Sammy felt a warmth and strength he had never known before. He knew that even though he had made mistakes, his friends were still willing to accept and support him. He looked up at the sky, filled with gratitude and hope. He decided that, from then on, he would be an honest, brave little squirrel, and earn everyone's respect and love through his actions. After the meeting, Sammy felt a bit relieved. But deep down, he still felt a bit confused and uneasy. He found Ollie hoping to get more guidance and help. Ollie smiled patiently and listened to Sammy's concerns. Ollie, even though I admitted my mistake, I still worry if everyone will forgive me, and if I can still be everyone's friend in the future. Sammy said. Ollie answered in his deep, calm voice. Sammy, forgiveness is a process that takes time. You've taken the most important step, which is being honest. Remember, everyone makes mistakes, but it's how we face them that counts. You've shown your courage, and that's more powerful than any apology. Sammy nodded, but he still looked a bit perplexed. Ollie continued. Lying might temporarily help you avoid a problem, but it never truly solves. Only through honesty and bravery can we truly resolve issues and learn and grow from them. Ollie's words cleared the fog in Sammy's mind. He began to understand that honesty wasn't just for others, but also for his own inner peace and growth. He decided to cherish his relationships with friends more and maintain that friendship with sincerity and action. Encouraged by Ollie, Sammy started actively helping other animals, whether it was finding lost items or helping repair damaged homes. His actions gradually earned everyone's trust and respect. Sammy also learned to listen to his inner voice. Every time he felt afraid or wanted to lie, he remembered Ollie's words, reminding himself to bravely face the truth. As time passed, Sammy became more and more confident and happy. He knew that, as long as he persisted in being honest and brave, he could overcome any difficulty. The animals in the forest noticed Sammy's change, and they were more willing to share joy and sorrow with him. Sammy truly became everyone's friend. As the seasons changed, the forest welcomed spring once again. Everything revived, flowers bloomed, and birds sang cheerfully in the trees. Sammy also felt an unprecedented change. In this spring, he no longer felt guilty and uneasy about lying. His heart was filled with sunshine and hope one day. Sammy found a new piece of land in the forest. There stood a tall oak tree, and beneath it was fertile soil. Sammy decided to plant nuts and fruits there to provide food for everyone. He worked hard, watering and fertilizing the seeds every day, watching them grow finally. When the harvest season arrived, The nuts and fruits Sammy had planted had ripened. He invited all the animals to a grand celebration. They brought their own food and gifts. Gathered under the oak tree and shared in the joyful moment at the celebration. Sammy stood in front of everyone, holding the largest nut. He smiled and sighed. This is the fruit I planted for everyone. I hope it brings joy and satisfaction to everyone. The animals clapped and cheered, proud of Sammy's growth and change. After the celebration, as everyone happily departed, Sammy felt filled with gratitude. He knew that he had not only earned everyone's trust, but also found his own value and happiness. From then on, Sammy and his forest friends lived together in a place filled with love, honesty and courage. And as our tale comes to a close, we hope it has filled your dreams with sparkle and joy. Don't forget to subscribe and click that bell so you don't miss out on any of our magical stories. Good night and sweet dreams until we meet again.